Hi, thanks for tuning in to Cymark Bike Parts. I'm absolutely bursting with excitement because Cymark Bike Parts has been privileged enough to receive one of the new Hex ezCAN controllers for the R1300GS. Yes, us, it's brilliant. Now I've got to stress that this is a Hex approved beta testing product and is pending release. Now we're kind of hoping that it gets released next year, but in the meantime this is not available and it's just released for beta testing. Now the reason why we are where we are with this, actually, if I go back a few years, is that a number of years ago I bought some Hex products and was actually very impressed with them, but it didn't end there. I ended up communicating with the company and we fell into a circumstance where I ended up doing some beta testing on the previous ezCAN controller for the R1300GS, and it was during that time that I built up a working relationship with these guys and gals, and crikey, I'm just a massive fan. I guess I would say that anyway, but it's all on merit. They're fantastic to work with. They've got a very strong ethos on responsibility and caring, one that I try to apply to Cymark Bike Parts, and it was just a pleasure to help them all those years ago, and I believe humbly that I might have been of some assistance in the evolution of the 1250 Hex ezCAN, and here we are today, privileged enough to receive another beta product, and I'm here today to present it to you, hopefully fit it to the bike and also give you a demonstration of what it can do. So stay tuned for what's in the box. So let's take a look at what's in the box. So I always like to read the outside of the box because it reminds me how brilliant it is and what it can do. So this is a highly configurable plug and play solution to add accessories to your motorcycle, like auxiliary lights, air horns, brake lights, dash cam, heated gear, air compressor, navigation and USB charger. It's absolutely brilliant, and there's a couple of links on the outside of the box, one for installation and one for model support. Please always read the instructions even if you don't follow them, because it's really important with really good bits of kit like this. So, opening the box, we have the Hex ezCAN itself in the bottom left-hand corner, which now comes shrouded in a silicone sleeve, which I think is a good idea. And also on the front, there's a couple of more links. One to upgrade the firmware, always a good idea, and another one for the installation details. Taking the box apart, we've got the wiring behind the controller itself and some other wiring and plugs inside to enable you to plug it to whatever you need to plug it to. Just remember, depending on what your accessory is, you may need some extra cabling and wiring to fit them. For instance, I've got Denali D4s fitted to my R1300GS, so I have got some extra cabling here to take the connection from the Hex ezCAN, which will be at the rear of the bike, to the front of the bike where the Denalis are fitted. So without any further ado, let's crack on. So I've removed the rear seat and the pillion because that's where the controller will go. And the next job is to remove the panels from the side of the bike so that I can route the cabling from the lights at the front through to the rear of the bike. Now I'm going to speed the next bit up because it'll be really boring watching me mess about with the bike. So bear with me whilst I speed this thing up, and I'll see you at the other end. Well, that's the wiring loom in from the front and the connections made to the ezCAN under the seat. However, I've decided before I go any further to fit a rear brake light. Now, not that I'm criticising the Master Race, but I've got to be honest, the moving away from a brake light and incorporating them in the indicators, I think isn't something that I feel too comfortable about. So what I've done is I fitted and in this case it's a Denali rear brake light off of my 2014 GSA. It's easy to fit. You just take off the number plate, take off the number plate carrier, and then cunningly attach the cable which runs to the light with some masking tape around the end of a piece of bar. This is a bit of M5 studding, and then with a backlight here so you can see what you're looking at, aim the bar up through this rear assembly here, up through until it peaks out the top, and then you can take the cable out and make the connection. Or I guess you can take this completely to bits. I've gone for the maybe the easy and the lazy way, I don't know, but it's a bit of a tip if anybody wants to be as bone idle as me, I guess. So I've got the wiring laid out around the back of the bike, and I'm ready to make the final connection. So I'll just go through the positioning and what you have to do finally, and we should be set. Don't forget, follow the instructions on the link. It's very important. And finally, I've made all the connections. I've programmed the unit using my laptop and the free downloadable software, and I've tested the front lights. They work fine, and the rear brake light, as you can see, I've got it on or programmed as a running light in conjunction with the indicator running lights. And when I press the brake, as you can see, I've got that comforting rear brake light back. So that's the back brake sorted. I'm quite happy with that. I'm now going to finally place the ezCAN unit itself underneath the seat, and that should be it.